What's good, YouTube, man? This is your man Hinksman coming at y'all with another video. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on how to approach fights, how to win more gunfights and engagements, and how to get out of sticky situations. Because in this gameplay I'm going to be showing you right now, it was a 10 kill total, 6 on my part, 4 on my boy Mercy's part. And it's just going to be teaching you how to approach gunfights with your duo and how to like take fights initially and not push super aggressively. You got to play smart in order to win fights in this game, because this game is like a lot of aim mechanic heavy games, but you can limit the amount of things that play into factor besides aiming. So that's what we're going to be doing. So we're going to hop into the gameplay, and I'm going to be going through talking about everything that happened in this situation in this gameplay that I play with Mercy. Alrighty. Alrighty, you guys, to start the gameplay off, we're going into here knowing where Spider is, and we didn't know where anybody was in the beginning of this, but it's important to know after you stick the Spider to always first thing stay together with your teammates. You have a much easier chance of killing a team with a teammate than by yourself, unless you have a lot of experience and you're playing solo. Then you would have to approach this differently. But the main thing you got to do is you got to stay close to your teammates and always be aware of all your surroundings, listening for dogs and listening for anything, dogs, chickens, and listening for anything else.
I was just going towards the east side. I'm not actually like going anywhere.
So now we're just banishing Spider, right? And as you can see, we're separated, and I kind of pointed that out, telling him to get closer, but I wasn't more vocal with this. So make sure you're vocal with what you're doing. We're going to let the gameplay play a little bit longer, because you're going to see in a second why I wanted him to be a little bit closer.
You got Constantina mines?
Yep, 3 of them. Oh, I got headshot with the LaBelle.
There you see him get picked. Now, earlier in the beginning of the gameplay, you've seen that I was a little bit vocal about hesitant on him being too far away, because getting picked is the worst way to put yourself in a bad position. Because in this game, getting picks is easy because you can 2v1. It's hard to 2v1 in this game, or 1v2. So just being able to get that raw 2v2 is way better than just pushing in 1 point. So now he put me in a bad situation here. So now I have to claw my way out and try to find out who shot him and where they shot him from. And as you see, I'm gonna just kill this emulator, because it's better to get rid of all the AI. That way you can't get pushed by anything in the long run. So you kill this emulator. Now, I don't want to go exactly to where his body is. You want to rotate around, find a different angle. And as you see, I'm going to take the high ground angle. High ground is the most important thing in any type of battle royale or PvP game mode, because whoever has high ground is having a better advantage of like shooting a person. Okay, so now I go up on this tree, I get an angle, and as you can see, sound is very important, because I heard him under me and I thought I heard something, and boom, I see him. And you can shoot through any type of wood, so whenever you see a shot through wood, take the shot. And I rushed right in. In this situation, you wouldn't necessarily just rush right in. If you got one, if you hit one, then yes. If you get one person one shot, then I would push in, but then I wouldn't. And as you see, this guy had a saber that he pulled out. So after you take that shot, you instantly run. You gotta move. You gotta run. Make sure you're picking up speed. Don't just run slow. You gotta instantly just pick up speed and go. Because when you have a saber, you just take one shot and then you instantly dip around. And then you take one more shot when you create a little bit more space, and then you run. But don't run in a straight line, because if he sees you running in a straight line away from him and not paying attention to him, he's gonna pull out another gun and pop you in the back. So just make sure you're always zigzagging, and make sure you're always maneuvering and weaving. And in this situation, there's 2 different teams fighting right in front of me, to my 150 and to my 210. So what I did is you go straight for your teammate. It's always important to get the res off, because you getting the res off right there, boom, your teammate gets the kill. There's a better chance of killing someone when you have your res off on your teammate. So don't try to always just solo bolo the whole time. You want to consistently be around your teammate. And I told him to push back, because we have Spider and we have the entire room. And now once you get Spider, or once you get any boss or any lair and you know that it's yours, you gotta set traps. You always have that dedicated teammate that brings traps, which Mercy is for me. And I'm a little bit more aggressive, so I take the more gunpoint and flanking and setting surroundings or pushing. But Mercy has traps, so he's going to put 2 Constantina bombs, one in the area where I came in at, and he's going to put another one right next to the Spider right there in front of me.
Right to my right.
And as soon as the Spider comes up, you want to instantly grab bounty and analyze where you are.
place it or
Sorry
not?
about that.
I placed it.
Alright, cool.
And as we heard, somebody threw a bomb inside, so there's people right on the outside of us, so I'm just going to check my doorways. And remember, you're listening because now I hear a person coming in through the backside, coming straight through the doorway in a few moments.
Guy inside.
Oh, yep.
I missed my first shot. It's the second shot I'm pushing up to help my teammate out.
Got her. You got her. You got her.
Gun wouldn't let me shoot.
One more.
Either way, one of us got him.
I don't fucking care who.
So that's why you always got to push as a team because it's so hard to 1v2 in this game unless you're a really skilled player playing against lesser skilled players or even just a skilled player in general. And you came in that back doorway, so you always have to have teammates watching doorways, wherever you don't have the Constantina bomb at.
Make sure you're not in the way that where you can't get shot from there.
I'm not.
And us being in a barn in this situation, it's pretty bad because everything is shootable, shoot-throughable. So everything you can shoot through in this game. Now you do a 360, as you seen I did, just to gather more information on this part. And I realized I need a little bit more ammo, so I'm gonna wait a second. I'm gonna analyze, see where everybody's at. I saw people this way. I'm gonna hold to this side.
I'm gonna wrap right, far right. Hold on, you don't have a Constantina bomb? I'm gonna put one on this fucking body.
And as I realized here at this point, you always gotta burn bodies, especially when it's just one person around you. Never just kill a person and burn body if their teammates are pushing you and you're actually in a fight. Just because you can get yourself killed that way, you're just trying to throw a bomb on somebody's body just to be a dickhead and just burn their bodies instantly so they can't get picked up. What you do in situations like this, where we 2v1 the guy and we won the fight and his teammates nowhere to be found, then you burn bodies that way. If his teammates flanking around, there's no way for him to get picked up if he flanked us now, because we're already watching his body and nobody else is pushing up at all.
Hold on, let me go. 2, 3. There's only 3 people, bro.
Gathering more information here, and then now we saw there's 2 people this end.
There's 2 on the left and 1 in front of me on the right.
And then there was one.
As I saw here on my screen, I only saw 3 people, but Mercy was looking at another angle and he had bounty, and he saw 2 more people to my right coming from my right at this point at the docks, at the loading docks. So I didn't see them originally, and I was just gonna push up more and get more information, but I didn't notice that there was another team right there, 2 more people up there. So right now I'm just gathering information, getting on flanks, and then I realized there are 2 more people over there, and then there's another team in front of me in my 90-105 area.
No, I wouldn't even. You don't even have to put. Let me see.
So now we're regrouping again because remember it's better to fight team fights with team fights and not just by yourself solo bolo. And we're gonna start to backtrack a little bit, try to get our main real estate back here in the spider layer.
Yeah, but they're not gonna push up on us, I don't think. Well, go ahead.
You'd be surprised. I mean, so long as we're more patient than them, we'll be fine.
Now we take our same real estate back because the fact that we've seen 2 teams pushing from different angles, we can get pinched. So we don't want to get pinched in the open. We'd rather get pinched in a building because we can cover ground way easier in a building. And right here, peeking through windows is a very tricky thing because you, as it seen on my screen, it doesn't look like my gun is pointed out too much, but my gun is actually pointed out significantly more than I think. And as you see, he's going to try to come in through the window, so you always just stay there and don't push, because if you push out that doorway, you don't know if they can get right behind you, and then boom, I get shot through that little crease because we're in a barn. So you have to be weary of being in a barn and sitting in a place too often. And Mercy had threw a bomb and blew up a person behind him. We still know the information of the guy that ran past me originally, so he's still to the right. And I'm being hesitant to push out, right, because it may seem tempting to go out there and try to get that kill because you think he's hurt, but you pushing out of your secured cover to go out in the open can get you picked because there's 2 different teams shooting at you, right? And as you heard here, I forgot he placed a Constantina bomb, so you just gotta be wary of your traps. I think it would be better for you as soon as you place a Constantina bomb to shoot the Constantina bomb. That way it blows up. That way you know where the area is at, because it's kind of hidden. And then I just get another angle here because it's always important for you to find different angles. And as you see, I hit him once. And I look for the shot through the wall, because you can shoot through walls as long as they're wooden. You can shoot through all walls, right? So you don't initially just as soon as you get a shot push right out into the open and then expose yourself, because what if you one-shot headshot you? Then there's that point where you don't know. And as you can see, I can see through the wood, so I take a shot through the wood. He's hurt. I'm still not getting too aggressive, Because in the later on scene, you'll see why I didn't get too aggressive, because I suspect this guy of having a bomb lens, which is a one-shot melee weapon, and I don't want to just push out in the open and just be ill-prepared to fight him right there. So I just back up. Remember, getting angles is the most important thing in this game, so you wrap around to getting angles. I think I should have hit that shot, but it didn't give me that one. Missed. And as you can see, I'm looking through the shot, through the wall, and I'm getting another angle. You always have to move around in this game. You have to move around, use your presence. And he has a bomb lens, as I saw earlier when he ran across the field. So I'm not going to push into the cornfield, right? I'm going to keep my angle on the outside because he has to come to me.
Got one.
And then I see her running through, and you see I killed her instantly, right? After I kill her, get another angle, keep rapping. You always got to move around, especially on console, on PS4 and Xbox, because it's a lot harder for us to hit shots in this game. So you don't want to just be standing stationary, because once you're standing stationary, it's easier for them to hit you. So you just always got to grab new angles. After you take a shot, push a new angle. I'm in the tree now, watching over the body. And I'm also watching that left side angle with my boy Mercy. He's a little bit to the left, watching my back. And as I see him moving, and you see I was crouched, so I wasn't able to strafe when you're crouched. So it might be better to take the shot. It might be better to take the shot originally standing up, zigzagging, standing up, strafing.
Far northwest, I see what you mean. Is he the black coat?
Yeah, he's black coat. Getting inside.
And as we realize, and I realized right there, I have to find a new angle because I was standing in the open. As long as I stand behind the piece of wood, he could miss me because he couldn't possibly not see me as more open as I was right there in the middle of the road.
I won't.
And as I notice, he's backing up. But you see, I'm not pushing directly into where he's coming from. I'm taking pop shots. I'm finding new angles, moving around, using my teammate as an advantage. Because remember, 2v1s, you always have to take angles, and you got to take fights together. So you always got to be a good, like, safe distance away from your teammate, not where you can just get two-piece, but from an angle where you can trade that fight out, right? And I see him going. I take a shot, hit him once, and I can't just push him because he has a bomb lens. I try to take that safe shot in the end, and we see him moving around towards this gameplay. Towards this time right here, we're gonna notice he just runs. He runs away. We don't ever find exactly where he is, but he had ran straight away. So at this point, we're just looking for him around any bush, and we're not just pushing into any bushes. We're being like cautious and more in the open area, because if we both take shots at him from an open area, we're more likely to hit. So we're just staying in the open, watching our left, watching our right. And me, I expect them to be in the porta potty, because listen, always check your porta potties, because I'm one of the people that make porta potty plays just to put a highlight on you. So make sure you check your porta potties if that's the only thing around you where you think he could have gone, and we check that. So now we're at a point where we're like, okay, he probably just ran all the way around, and we don't know where he is now. So we back up here to we just back up here to these buildings. So at this point, now what we're doing is we're just going to regroup, find another angle in the area. And as Mercy, he was a little bit behind me, so he was pushing back. He's going to notice them. He's going to notice both of them, two more people coming through. But what we didn't realize is that when he ran around with his bomb lance, the original Black Cloak character, he ran around to res his teammate originally, where we killed in the cornfield. So remember, you got to always be cautious of where these other people are at, right? And then we see another separate team. So this is now we know how many people we killed. We know there's this team, and the black coat that we had just killed is the only people alive in the lobby. So we got to take these fights together. I'm on fire, so I'm gonna try to save my bar. Barely saved my bar, because I was going to be burned out and charred. So luckily saved my bar, and now I'm going to get an angle on these guys, go around, find my angle.
Be careful with that guy,
because Mercy's taking the Infernal Assault.
Someone on the right or in?
I noticed I make sure to be vocal to my teammate, telling them that the bombless guy is still a guy out there, so we got to be cautious behind our back. And I'm taking a new angle, not the same angle as Mercy, taking the same shot, taking an angle from the side. I go over, take a pop shot, got him, hit the first guy, and then now the second guy is over,
he's on me.
And I take my second shot, and I'm gonna peek through, and you see this guy. Whenever a guy's rushing at you with a melee, you don't panic ever. What you do is you take your first shot, take your first initial shot, you miss, you have to run around.
I got him.
Then you just run around again, and then you get a little bit of distance around, and when you're running, you instantly take another pop shot. Then you keep running till you hit your shot, or he runs out of stamina, because he's not just gonna keep chasing at you with the melee. If you just keep running around and you keep keeping your distance away from him, you always gotta keep distance with these melee characters.
Oh, never mind. What the fuck? That was weird.
At this point, we have fought that team. Now we're still looking around for that bomb lens character because you cannot forget
I saw what looked like
we were originally fighting him and he ran away originally.
I guess not.
Now I'm just going to get over here, try to get more consumables for their bodies because all hunters are going to be carrying, if they're carrying consumables, you can be able to loot them off their bodies. And I was able to get my first aid kit back because I was low on first aids, which was a good thing.
Come on, regroup. Come back to me.
Okay.
I'm just going to be looting a little bit more right here. Mercy's a little bit away, which I wouldn't necessarily recommend. I would loot together and not just by myself, right? But he's just finding new angles and just make sure he's watching our backs from the area that the bombless character originally ran away from, right? So now he notices the bombless character came back right, and he originally picked up the same person that he had with the cornfield.
Got him.
Nice.
Got another guy to the right.
Now, see how Mercy, you back up your teammate with the guy with the bombless. 2 people shooting at him is better than 1.
Got him.
And then we see both of them right there, and we're both taking a fight, and we win right there, okay?
Vanguard. Yeah.
Dude.
So to finish off closing statements, I would just say fight as a team and always get new angles and move around, guys. It's very important for you guys to take different angles and for you guys to make sure you're able to maneuver and not just take the same fight at the same corner. Never peek the same angle twice is a big rule of thumb that I would try to drill into my head or drill into you guys' head because I use that rule of myself. But never take the fight from the same angle, right? If you're fighting in the open, there's nothing you can do. You just got to take pop shots and keep weaving and take pop shots until you can get the shot. Or you can get close enough to him where you can just pull out your knife and you maybe hit him once already with your gun and you could just knife him right there, right? But you want to take different angles when you're fighting around cover. Take one shot from one side of the tree, pop, go to the next side of the tree, pop. And then if you can, try to move to another tree just to get another angle. Because you can always get different angles, especially in this game where it's a more team-based game. You can always get angles on other people while your teammates are taking fire, or it can be the opposite way around. So really just take probably 5 things I would say, or 3 things I would say to you guys is, 1, never peek the same angle twice. 2, always fight as a team, never fight as an individual. Fighting as a team is a better rate of success than fighting by yourself. And then 3, you would always just be aware of your surroundings, listening, because this game is a very informational game. So what I would say to that is always listening, always hearing how many shots you hear, the differences in shots. Like if you hear people shooting 2 right back to back, then there's probably 2 sets of teams fighting or 2 sets of people fighting. And always keeping track of dead bodies because there's only 12 people in each lobby, and if you're playing 2s, that means there's only 6 people in the total lobby, including your team, so 5 different enemy teammates. And if you're playing 3s, there's only 3 different teams besides your team alive. So always keep track of bodies. That way you know how many people are alive and how many people are actually moving. But yeah, guys, that's going to be ending the video, and I appreciate everybody coming in here. If you've learned anything or you think this video and commentary is a little bit helpful, then make sure to hit that like button. And make sure to subscribe to the channel. It will be helping me out a lot. And I stream every day around 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure you guys go down there in the link in my bio on my Twitch channel. And yeah, just go check everything out. Check out my links. Go make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Go follow me on Twitch. I stream every day. So if you guys ever have any questions, you can go to my Twitch and ask me those questions or leave it in the comments below. I always respond to every comment. So that's Hinksman, man, coming at y'all with another video, man. And we're all... Thank you.
Where is he?
Can't see him.
Wow, that's stupid. You got throwables?
Yeah, I do.
Hook that shit. He's coming around to the left.
Got him.
I would reload.
Thank you for coming.
Going for the res. Yeah, he's on that steps.
Nah, he down low. He's sticking
with that spot.
I can't see shit through there either. Let me get
Wish he had a
angle.
gas bomb.
Yeah, me too.
That big dude went over and after him. You can get an angle right there.
Dickhead.
Good
I'm a fucking
shit.
Chad, I'm a god.